The Mantiklos Apollo is a small bronze statue. Now, the fact that it's made in bronze means it would have been somewhat valuable. Bronze, of course, can be used for other things. It's going to be a resource that they typically use for things like weapons and other materials. So it's not the sort of thing that you're going to sit there and go, you know what? I think I'm just going to create something fairly useless. So they're going to be focusing on creating something that's going to be particularly important, which is why we know, one of the reasons we know it's a god. And this is a carryover from the geometric period. Yet we're seeing an increased interest in human anatomy, in trying to get the anatomy roughly correct. And we see a style that is very similar to the Minoans, that pinched or cinched waist, the muscular legs, such as we see them to the knee, more muscular form, broad shoulders, stylized hair, and very long, elegant neck or proportion. And of course, it must be a god, or we believe it's a god. The inscription on it actually gets to that idea of this being a god, more specifically, potentially a votive offering. And this is a medium of exchange between humans and gods. The small statue is an offering to Apollo, whose broad powers extended from solar illumination to medicine and healing. And the idea is basically, if I give this thing to the god, then the god must owe me a favor. And you're kind of doing it ahead of time, assuming that the god is going to follow through. After all, they're a god. If you can't count on gods, who else can you really count on? But it creates this material exchange. It's almost a capitalistic exchange between religion and the person. And it would have been incredibly expensive. Whoever paid for this would have put out a great deal of money for this much bronze to be used for this fine of a sculpture. And then to have the engraving done so that we know, and the god knows, remember it was done for the god, not for us, exactly who did it and what they're looking for.